Catherine here. Claiming compensation can seem like a big task if you've not done it before. Sometimes we don't know where to start. This video will take you through what to expect from the application process. For starters, how do you apply? Well, you can apply for compensation online. The application process should take you about 20 minutes. If you don't have access to the internet or need help completing your application, you can contact the CICA's Customer Service Centre advisors on 0300 003 3601. As a child's parent or guardian, you can apply on their behalf. You will need to provide your details and proof of your relationship to the child. You may have the authority to act on behalf of someone who has been injured as a result of violent crime, but who cannot apply for compensation themselves. If this is the case, you can apply on their behalf. CICA will need evidence that you have the legal authority to do so, and that the person would not have been able to make an application themselves. Now for a top tip. If you search for criminal injuries online, lots of websites will suggest that they can help you, but many of them do charge for their services. The official CICA website is always through .gov.uk. What information do you need to give to CICA? There are some key things that CICA will need to know. Firstly, your crime reference number, which your police officer will have provided you with. Details of the incident which caused your injuries, including the date that it happened. Due to the sensitive nature of the crime, if you have experienced sexual assault, you would not need to go over all the details of what happened, and instead, you can refer the CICA to the police report. Details of your injuries. Details of any medical treatment that you have had in relation to the incident. And also, details of any criminal convictions that you have. What will CICA do after you've applied? With your consent, CICA will start looking into your case. They will look at things like the evidence that you gave to the police and the police report, your criminal record, and any relevant medical evidence. This will help them make a decision about whether or not they can award you compensation. If you are claiming for loss of earnings or special expenses, they may also ask you to provide further evidence in relation to this. To access medical evidence, CICA will give you a form to take to your GP. There can be a cost involved, which CICA would expect you to cover, unless you can provide evidence that you are unable to do so. If your injuries are complex, or you're claiming for mental injuries, CICA may either ask for a report from the professional treating you, or arrange for you to see an expert. CICA would pay for any additional reports. How long will it take? The process can take quite some time. It will depend on how complex your case is. CICA would not make a decision on your case until you confirm that you have recovered as far as possible from your injuries. You can expect to wait up to 12 months for a decision to be made, but this can sometimes take longer, depending on the circumstances of a case. CICA will keep you informed about the progress of your case, but don't be surprised if you're waiting for some weeks or even months between stages of the process. This is because CICA are dependent on receiving information from lots of different sources, and this can often take some time. However, if you'd like an update on your case, you can contact CICA directly. Making their decision. When CICA have collected all the evidence they need to decide a case, they will make a decision based on what is called the balance of probabilities. This means that they base their decision on what is most likely to have happened. This is different from a criminal court, which decides on the basis of beyond reasonable doubt. Remember, for CICA, the person who caused the injuries does not need to have been identified, caught, or found guilty for compensation to be paid. But you must have reported the incident to the police. There are some key things that may affect the outcome of your claim. and CICA will always explain the reasons for their decision. They may refuse or reduce an award because of someone's criminal record, their delay in reporting the incident, their behaviour before, during, or after the incident. For example, if you can be seen to have provoked an argument, started a fight, or contributed in any way to the events leading up to the crime, or your failure to cooperate with the police or the CICA. So just make sure that you respond to CICA's correspondence on time and update them about any changes to your address or your circumstances, particularly anything that may affect your claim. For example, any changes to your criminal record throughout the process. In the next video, we're going to look at what happens next after the CICA have made their decision.